So today I've got a brand new update on LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, including an upcoming patch, brand new records set by the game being at Star Wars Celebration and more, so make sure to watch throughout the full video. Before we get into that, I wanted to give a shout out to my sponsor Elgato. If you guys are interested in checking out any of the gear that I use to make my videos, whether it's the microphone you're hearing now, green screens or lights for live streams, or anything else, make sure to follow that link in the description below and you can read more about all the products that I currently use in my setup. But now, let's get straight into the details. First of all, let's talk a little bit about how well this game is doing. It has its issues, don't get me wrong, and I will get to those later in the video and what we can expect to see in terms of fixes, but the game overall has been a huge success. It's sitting at like 8 out of 10 on average throughout most websites when it comes to reviews, and I kind of agree with that score. It's not a 10 out of 10, but 8 or 9 at least. And thanks to that, the game has set a bunch of records. Warner Bros. Actually went out and said, "We've set a new record thanks to all the players for helping make LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga the biggest launch in LEGO game history." And in a press message, they actually said that the game has sold 3.2 million units globally in its first 2 weeks and has exceeded sales records across every platform, region and edition. I think this game could very well become the most sold Star Wars game ever. I think the most sold Star Wars game right now is actually the first Star Wars Battlefront, and although it's hard to get full numbers on all games, I do know that the game had sold 14 million copies about 6 months after the launch. So if they sold 3.2 million just in its first 2 weeks, I think this game may very well break that record. I mean, we're getting into a very Star Wars heavy period with Kenobi coming out, Star Wars Celebration, Star Wars Day, so I think the game is going to continue selling a lot of copies, especially when it eventually gets discounted as well. And I honestly think it would be a worthy game to hold the title most sold Star Wars game ever, because I feel like it really has something for everyone, both for kids and people who grew up with LEGO games. And although again the game isn't perfect, it's still a fantastic game that I think a lot of people can get joy out of. So we'll see obviously later down the line if it will break that record or not. Chances are that if it does, they will tell you. If it doesn't, they probably will be quiet about it, because a lot of companies tend to be very quiet about their sales numbers unless they do break records, because then obviously it's something they want to be proud of. Next up, we've got Star Wars Celebration. I wanted to give this a quick mention as LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga actually showed up on the panel list. They do have a big LEGO Summer panel, which is going to be on Celebration stage, the big stage. And although they talk a lot about the LEGO sets and such, they also say dive into the expansive galaxy within the newly released LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga video game. Discover brand new construction sets that are sure to keep you busy this year and learn about even more ways to get your LEGO Star Wars fix this summer. So this could very well just be them talking about the game again and trying to get all the people who haven't bought the game yet to buy the game. But if there is any plans for upcoming DLC, like actual more character packs or even level packs, I think this is probably where they would announce that. So although we haven't heard anything about that yet, I would still tune into that panel to see if they have a little surprise for us in regards to LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga, because I still think it would be a very lost opportunity if they don't keep working on this game, considering how well it is currently doing. And while we're talking about working on the game, let's talk about some issues, big issues with the game and an upcoming patch to fix them, because there's currently a lot of bugs in the game, mostly visual like this one where the game just kind of flips out, but also some worse ones where missions will glitch out, making you unable to get 100% in the game. But even worse than that, the ones that actually fully lock the game so you can't play, such as the Mass Kanata glitch, which if you encounter that on episode 7, you cannot play the sequel trilogy unless you create a brand new save, or obviously TT Games patches the game. So there's a lot of people sitting there at like 67% completed and they can't do the rest of episode 7, 8 or 9. And I don't blame people for waiting. It sucks if you have to replay the entire game just to hopefully not get stuck on the glitch. And I think we all hope that TT Games would have had a patch out to fix this by now. I know there's also something similar on episode 6, but I think the Mass Kanata glitch is the most common game-breaking glitch out there, which really sucks. But in regards to a patch then, yes, we will be getting a patch. We don't know exactly when, but the last couple of days they've become more active out on Twitter, actually responding to people with this and other bugs. And they say the following: "Hey, we are aware of this issue and our team is working on a fix. Please keep an eye on our social channels for any more updates. We thank you all for your patience. Thanks." And they kind of respond with this to most people talking about this glitch. So we're about 3 weeks out from the launch now, and I honestly hope that this would be something that would be a little bit quicker to fix. They did have a very fast patch out the first week, which did fix a couple of issues on like episode 2 and stuff, but I'm guessing this issue might be harder to fix, although that's no excuse for this to take that long. A lot of the other bugs I can live with. They're like visual or just weird, but they don't necessarily break the game the way the Mass Kanata glitch does, which is why I'm really hoping that this patch is gonna roll out sometime soon. We don't have any estimate on it yet, but I will, as always, keep you up to date once they do confirm a patch. And I'm guessing since it's taken a while, it's not just gonna fix that issue, but hopefully other stuff as well. I don't think we can expect any content patches, if we're even gonna get those, right now, but that's probably gonna be later down the line. And another theory I had is that they're simply waiting with this patch to be released together with the next DLC drop, which is happening on May 4th, where obviously Mandalorian Season 2 with Ahsoka and the Bad Batch DLC drops. So they might have to release a little update together with that to actually push the content out. I'm actually not sure if it's in the files already. There have been like icons data mined, but not actual characters. So if they have to release a patch next week for that, they might as well be releasing the full update at that point as well. Although I would have wished we got it earlier. So yeah, very likely next week we will be getting a patch from TT Games. On top of that, obviously, we'll be getting the DLC, and Ahsoka is the one I'm most excited to see. However, I would have really loved to see some voice lines for the characters. That's been the biggest disappointment so far with the character packs, because so many cool interactions would have been possible. Like Ahsoka, I'm still praying, hoping that maybe there will be some voice lines for her, because there are so many cool interactions she could have with like Obi-Wan, Anakin, Darth Vader, Grievous. Well, the possibilities are endless, but unfortunately I think we might have to deal with the fact that they're not gonna have any voice lines either. But yeah, please TT Games, give us some proper content patches. Actually, I'll pay for it, no problem. Level packs with voice lines, Mandalorian levels, Clone Wars levels, anything like that. Take my money, I will gladly pay for that, no problem at all. But yeah, that wraps up this update on LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit that like button below. I think there's also like a new super thanks feature. I'm not really sure what that means, but I think it's basically the super chats on live streams, but on videos instead. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.